How important is offense and an offensive coordinator to a quarterback? I'm talking to a new offensive coordinator in the Pac 12, Bill Musgrave from Cal, and it's coming up right now. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Elite Athletes TV. I'm Mike Pawlawski, former 11-year pro quarterback and quarterbacks coach here at EliteAthletesTV.com. Today, we're talking to Cal offensive coordinator Bill Musgrave. He had an interesting offseason where he had to install his offense. Obviously, every team was at a disadvantage this year with the pandemic, but he had to do it through Zoom. He had to do it through limited practice sessions, had to do it through limited reps. So we're going to talk to him about what that was like, what the new offense is going to look like, and we're going to talk about his philosophy for quarterbacks. But before we get started, if you're new to the channel, if you dig football content, if you love X's and O's, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and ring that bell. That way you get notified every time we have new stuff coming out. We'll be talking to analysts from around the Pac-12. We'll be talking to coaches from around the Pac-12, players from around the Pac-12. And so I want to bring you all that football content right to your home. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready to learn about Cal's offense, and leave me a comment down below. Love to hear from you, your thoughts, your opinions, what you see going on in the college football game. Lastly, please share this video out. Family, friends, teammates, fans, anybody who you think would enjoy football content. We're going to be doing a lot of it coming up now that Pac-12 has started up again. Now, let's talk Cal football with offensive coordinator Bill Musgrave, former Pac-10 great quarterback, an offensive coordinator in the NFL and in college football, and he joins us right now on Elite Athletes TV. Well, Bill Musgrave, a former competitor of mine at quarterback position. We both played in the Pac-10 at the same time. Now back in the Pac-12 as the offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach for Cal, and has to be the weirdest season kind of ever for installing. I know you've worked across the NFL and college football. Is this just the oddest season ever trying to install an offense?
Well, it's a little bit like when we had a holdout back in 2011 when I was with the Vikings. No OTAs, minimal training camp. Rookies, free agents. We had just drafted a rookie QB, so very similar. We're minimal preparation time, but a brand new system. So we've got to be real smart and prudent with the volume that we expect our players to be able to retain.
And now you're working with college players, less sophisticated, just by the nature of not having the reps and the experience at playing the game like the NFL players, have. How much differently do you approach the offense coming in with the college group as opposed to the NFL group?
Yeah, fortunately, our guys here at Cal are extremely bright, sharp. They'll handle whatever we throw at them, but we want to do a good job as coaches to keep that volume very manageable. I mean, they're students first and foremost. We get them for a couple hours a day. So, yeah, we just want to be real judicious in all the volume that we happen to want to pile onto these young men.
As you say that, you have to have enough in a game plan, right? So certain coaches want to have, so much offense that they can handle anything on the field. Certain coaches are like, we're going to run what we run and run it well. Where do you come down in that matrix of coaching?
Well, we want to be difficult to defend, as you mentioned. We don't want to be iron deer in the lawn out there so defenses can prey on us. We want to be difficult to defend, diverse, exotic to a point. So we can be effective. We want to give our guys the best chance to be successful. So we're walking a thin line and finding that true balance where we can achieve that, but also not having too much volume where we dilute our own pot with too many ingredients.
Especially with the weird offseason, right? So how much are you using formations? How much are you using plays? How much of it do you kind of blend to get that exotic field?
Yeah, we're trying to do our very best, and our guys have done a super job of being coachable, putting in extra time when they're away from here, along with their studies. With school going on right now, we just got through midterms, so the guys are doing a super job talking about the players. And then as coaches stand with the staff, it's new for every coach on the staff as well, except myself. So there's going to be a little break-in process for us, and we're going to put our best foot forward though here early in the season. I know that.
So when O-liners take over as offensive coordinators, they want to grind it. They want to pound dudes. They want to, do all that. Quarterbacks tend to be more schematic in terms of what they're doing. As a former quarterback yourself, what are you looking for from the offense from your quarterback in Chase Carvers?
Well, Chase is a terrific player. He can make plays with his arm. He can make plays with his legs. So we feel like we can do a lot of different things with Chase. He's not just a statue back there in the pocket by any means. He can really launch the ball down the field for goes and posts, and then he's excellent in the quick game. He's so clean with his feet that we can execute quick game not only under center but also in the gun. So we're fired up about him doing his thing within the new Cal system.
Tell me about how his camp was and what your expectations are for him this season. Obviously, he's going to get more comfortable with the offense as the season goes along. So what are your expectations coming out, and how did he do in camp so far?
Well, he's done terrific. He's been getting the lion's share of the reps, as you can imagine, he and Devon Modster. So we're trying to heap as many turns on those two guys as we can so they can have a little bit of a background on what they might see on game day. So by no means is it like a normal offseason or a normal camp or a normal preparation schedule, but we're trying to get them as many turns on a handful of concepts as they can have so they can feel comfortable and know what to do with the ball when they see any type of defense under the sun starting with the games.
And how do you approach a team that literally challenges, at that DB spot on every play?
Fortunately, we've been seeing that type of defense from the Cal defense, practice in and practice out. A lot of press coverage, a lot of challenging man coverage. That's been good training for us. So we're counting on that training to really pave the way for us to be successful when we see defenses like our own.
The things they do up front is they like to play a lot of games, right? Backers in, they blitz, they do TE stunts, they do backer and twist, all kinds of stuff. How do you sort that out? You have a good offensive line, some returning starters, some guys with experience. How do you work to sort that out?
There's going to be a lot of movement. It's almost dodgeball defense these days. Defenses want to penetrate and cause havoc rather than just sit back and read and react. So we train our guys each and every day with different looks, different movement drills, so we can have schemes and also have the ability as players to handle all that movement.
As a former quarterback, I always watch these guys as they're, trying to pass off blocks and yet be solid in the hole. I'm like, how do you do that as a big guy? You're trying to pass something and something's coming back to you and figure out, have your right eye looking this way, your left eye looking that way. These big guys, how are they coaching them these days?
Yeah, those big guys are great athletes. They're not just big lugs, that can't move. They're world-class athletes that can move, carry their weight. They're, of course, strong and explosive, but can definitely adjust on the fly. So thankfully, we've got a real good stable of offensive linemen.
And those guys love to run the football. I mean, they love it. They want to grind. They want to run the power, the counter, all that stuff so they can go out and hit somebody. How much are they getting in your ear about running the ball hard this year?
Oh, yeah. They're all about the team. They're team-oriented people, so they want to do what gives us the best chance to win. So we're going to do our part by letting them go forward more than going backward. That's much more fun for them.
Oh, way more fun. So I read somewhere that you're a first 15 script guy. Do you script plays to start the game?
Not as much anymore. We definitely give our players an indication of what those initial calls will be so they can go to bed the night before knowing, hey, here's what we do in a certain situation. Here's our first shot that we take. Here's our first third down call when we get on the goal line. What's our first call? Just so guys can visualize themselves being successful on the plays that they can anticipate being called.
And generally speaking, conceptually, not this game per se, but as an offensive coordinator, you're coming out, nobody has seen your offense in this Cal system the way it is right now. What are you trying to do with your first series or first couple series?
Well, I think number one, we want to get everybody's pads broken in, like you're saying with the O-line. We want them to have a chance to get comfortable, hit the opponent, knock them around, and we want to get our quarterback in a rhythm. So all of our skilled guys, we want to get them their touches so they can feel like they're part of the game, get our runners and our quarterbacks in a rhythm. So we'll try to do our best with our opening script to achieve all those goals.
And so new guys coming out. I know Remigio on offense as a receiver was really good. Kakoa Crawford, Mekhi Polk, those guys all showed up last year. Clark as well. Who are some of the new names we might see on offense?
Well, we've got a great stable of running backs. You mentioned a lot of the wide receivers. Our tight ends are doing a super job. You'll like some of our young running backs, whether it's Chris Street or Damian Moore. But we've got some great upperclassmen there as well, as we know, with CB and Marcel. So it's a really outstanding group of skill position players.
And just like the O-line room is pretty special, the quarterback room is also pretty special about communication, about relationships. What's your quarterback room like?
Good. They support one another. we have good synergy in there during the meetings and also during our individual drills out there at practice. So it's a terrific group.
That's fantastic. And for young athletes learning a new system, coming into something, as you know, we help young athletes all the time. What is the best way for them to approach learning a new system, seeing as you just went through it in the weirdest offseason ever?
Well, I think as a player, you always appreciate any rep you get. You're not going to get every rep or every turn in practice. So if you can glean a few coaching points or experience from when other guys are in the game or in the practice period, I think that's important. So, the more you can experience by watching, of course, it's not the same as doing, but obviously a new system is tough on everybody, but sometimes you can learn from other guys' mistakes and other guys' triumphs, even if you're not in there yourself.
And I'm going to put you on the spot here. Best advice you ever got as a quarterback, what was it?
Oh, I think just enjoy it. There's a lot of scrutiny and a lot of, pressure playing the quarterback position. Could you touch the football on each and every play? But I think you got to do whatever it takes to make the game fun. And remember that no matter what level you play, it's 11 on 11. It's about completing passes, leading your team to victory, having composure and poise. So I think almost not making magic out of it. Remember, it's a game first and foremost, and do whatever it takes for you to enjoy that game.
Absolutely. And to finish off, I'm looking forward to seeing the product out there on Saturday, Saturday night, kind of one of the last games. Looking forward to seeing you guys playing. I appreciate you taking the time with me, Bill.
Thanks, Mike. Yeah, we're looking forward to it also.
See you soon. Take care, brother. Bye.
Bye.
It's going to be an interesting year in the Pac-12. I am looking forward to seeing the Pac-12 get started and finally join the rest of college football. Looking forward to seeing some of the great athletes around the conference. And there's 4 new offenses in the North alone. So looking forward to seeing what that looks like as well. I'll have a bunch more interviews coming up for you. I'll have a bunch more X's and O's. I'll have game breakdowns coming up as well. So make sure, if you haven't done it yet, that you subscribe to the channel and ring the bell. That way you get notified every time we have new content coming out that'll help you understand the Pac-12, football, improve your football skills, and hopefully your football IQ a little bit. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed that interview, and leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on Cal's new offense, on what's going on in the Pac-12, anything football related. One more thing, please share this video out. Trying to help as many young athletes as we can. We have instructional content, informational content. We have game reviews, game film on the site. And the more young athletes we can reach, the more lives we can help. I appreciate you watching. Hopefully your football skills improved, your game knowledge improved, and we made you a better player. I'll talk to you again soon.